Hello, hello, everybody. Wow, we've already got people in the stream. Look at that. Thanks for coming, everybody. Let me know how the audio levels are, because this is my first stream on YouTube, and I have not tested much of anything, so if anything sounds off, just leave it in the chat. But yeah, today we are finally making the long anticipated and requested Pikachu with a hat. Yes, if any of you guys have been watching the shorts, you'll know that Douglas has been asking for this for months now. And I've put a little sprite together. It's based off of the Gen 4 beta design for Pikachu that never got released. But I thought the ears being flat are perfect for putting a little hat. And so I decided to just throw that together, and that's what we're going to be making today. Hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm doing great. I'm excited to do this. This is going to be fun. Ariane, are y'all ready for the stream today? Yeah, are you guys ready? This is going to be fun. First ever stream. If this goes well, we might even do more. So let's hope for that. Cool. Well then, why don't I got everything set up? We got the boards. Why don't we just get started? And so I have the design here. It's split into like 4 quadrants. That's kind of how the app sorts it out. And then there's a color list at the bottom here. So I'm probably not going to use all these colors just because some of them I don't have and others I thought of would have better substitutions later, but that'll be mostly what I'm using. And I think we'll just go quadrant by quadrant and we will stream until it's done. Hell yeah, I love seeing the love in the chat. Thank you, Gray Hooper, that's really sweet of you. Alright, let's get started. To start out, I need some rust beads. My storage system for beads is very, very unorganized, so I might need to scour for some colors at some points, but that's okay. Ariane, get your snacks and chill with us? Yes, everybody grab your snacks. We'll probably be live. I don't know how long this will take exactly, maybe like an hour or two. Just depends how much I yap with you guys instead of actually bead. But I'm gonna just go ahead and get started. Hopefully you guys can see everything all right. And if anything's off, just let me know. Let me know in chat if you can't hear. Or if the music's too loud. Can you guys hear the music, by the way? I just have some nice little background music playing, but I didn't know what the audio settings are going to be like, so. Sue, what's my favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon? Yeah, that's... I have a lot, you know? Everybody's got multiple. My first favorite Pokemon was probably Nidoqueen, because that's what I played Pokemon Yellow with. But I also love Mew, and I love Darkrai. Darkrai was my favorite Gen 4 Legendary. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many to love. So many to love. Nice music. Yeah, the music is... If you watched my first long-form video I made, it's by the same artist, Michael. It's the Pokey and Chill. It's like just like lo-fi Pokemon music. It's really nice. You ordered some, Joel, you ordered some Perler beads because of my shorts? That's really awesome. That's really awesome. It's a fun hobby to get into. It's really fun. I need to check the legend for what color. I'm pretty sure this is Cheddar. Yeah, alright. Hot take, but Zeraora has W Aura. I don't think that's a hot take. I think Zeraora is pretty cool. Why, are there lots of Zeraora haters out there that I'm not aware of? Hopefully not. Yes, he's got the cool new hat. Everybody wants the Pikachu with the new hat. This was pretty fun to design, actually. I haven't done a lot of specifically like creating new Perler arts, whereas normally I'm just adapting it right from the menu sprite, from the in-game sprites. But taking this one and sort of like editing the colors in the picture and then adding the hat, it was a fun creative process, and maybe I can do some on stream if I figure out how to add my like phone recording or something, because I do it on my phone. But maybe we can do some designs on stream in the future. What will I do when my wall is full? That's a good question. I haven't thought that far yet. I mean, because of this positive reception and all you guys enjoying the series so much, I'll probably figure something to do. But I was just kind of using it as motivation for myself to keep going every day, because I started this project before I started recording them. And in my brain, I was like, losing a lot of motivation to keep doing it, because it's really daunting if you look at the whole wall and you're like, I have to fill all that up. It would look so cool, but I'm just like, you make like 20 and you're not even like close to through, and it's like, well, maybe I just like don't want to do this. But I told myself, okay, well, let's find a way to hold myself accountable. I'm gonna upload a video. And I started having fun with that, and then more and more of you started tuning in, and that's kind of how it snowballed from there. So thank you guys for watching. It's been so fun to have you guys follow along, and it definitely keeps me accountable to do it every day. Yeah, the ears down are super cute on Pikachu. I saw that, and right away I was like, that's the one I'm doing. That's perfect. I mean, you have a ceiling? That's true. That's true, I do have a ceiling. That might get a little precarious. I mean, I've seen people do it before, put them on the ceiling. But the sticky tack that I use to hold them on does surprisingly well, but also at the same time, it's like, if I'm just sitting in my office here and all of a sudden a Perler Pikachu comes flying down onto my head, that might be a little scary. And I don't know how about the continuity of that as well, but that's something to consider. Believed in you, friend, since day one. Yes, Ariane, thank you for being an OG supporter. We appreciate that a lot. And by we, I mean me. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm multiple people. Me and all my Pokemon, we appreciate it. Can't wait for Tyranitar. Yeah, Tyranitar is going to be awesome. That's getting pretty close. We only have 30 or so left in Gen 2, so that'll be coming up real quick before we know it. The days always seem to go by so quick. Where did these go? Put this one on my door. The door is tough because it's a pocket door. It slides open and closed, and there's not a very big gap in between the door and the door frame. So any Perler bead thing that I mount on my door is likely just gonna like cause the door to not close, or it's just gonna fall off if I try and close the door or open the door. So unfortunately, like for Perlers, the door is kind of off limits. Something flatter, like wall art, like posters or prints or something, could maybe work. But unfortunately, Perlers are not going to work. And then if I were to make a Perler thin enough somehow that it could fit in there, and if it were to fall while the door is open, I'm never getting that out unless I like tear out my wall. So that could be like, that could be pretty disastrous, honestly. I'd be pretty devastated. Tatsugiri won't fit the wall? Yeah, I don't think Tatsugiri's making it. If y'all want my take, I don't really think we're making it past Gen 3 for the wall. That's my guess. Like, I could maybe fit some Sinnoh Pokemon on there, but it'd be close. It's gonna be really tight for that. It just depends on how big the sprites are. I haven't measured everything out fully. I think I did this wrong. I think this is supposed to be here. You really appreciate my work? I appreciate you watching, and you always leave such nice comments, too. So that's, I really appreciate that a lot. Is that all the cheddar beads I need to use? Oh, no, I missed a spot. I think that's all for that color. Oh, I missed some rust as well. Gen 2 and Gen 6 are so lackluster, besides Tyranitar and Greninja and Megas. Never mind, I'm sidetracked. I like Gen 2 a lot. It has a lot of sleepers that I forgot. Not necessarily forgot about, but like, forgot just how cool they were. And that's another fun part about making these, is that I get to appreciate every Pokemon. Just for a little bit of what they are. A lot of times, since I grew up when I was like super into Pokemon, the first 3 gens were already out, and that made it kind of difficult for me to actually remember which ones were Gen 2 and Gen 3 a lot of the time. And so then I often would forget which ones are Gen 2 and which ones are Gen 3, but after this, I think I'm going to remember pretty darn well which ones are which, because I will have read about each and every one of them. Gen 2 and Gen 5 has the most of trash? No, I don't think so. Gen 2 is sick. Gen 5 is sort of where I started checking out from the games. I didn't play them nearly as much as I did the first 4 generations. So I'm not as attached to the Gen 5 Pokemon, but Gens 1 through 4, those ones are like, those ones are iconic. Gen 2 has good designs, but they're pretty lackluster gameplay-wise. Yeah, that's true. Looking at some of the stat totals of those guys, it is a little sad. But, I mean, you look at Shuckle, he's got like the same stat total as some Mega Pokemon, but in the wrong places. You love Gen 3 and Gen 4? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Gen 3. It's really a good one. Which color do I do next? Maybe I'll do black next. The lighting's not the best here. If I don't have a light shining right on it, the camera kind of loses focus, so on the stream, the colors might look a little off. I'm hoping that as I fill more beads in, it kind of like focuses better. But it's gonna look a little bright on stream, unfortunately. Hopefully I'll figure out more ways to set this up better in the future. It's a little scuffed right now, but that's alright. We're figuring things out, we're having fun, we're just having a good time. It's also cool, I haven't done a project of this size in a while, because since all the projects that I've been doing recently are just one sprite sheet, or one bead thing. What am I thinking of? Pegboard. That's the word. Just one pegboard. And so doing a 2x2, it's not huge by any means, but it is definitely a lot more than just one pegboard. And that's fun. You get a lot more detail, you get to use a lot more colors. And I've never uploaded something like this to the channel before, so that's cool. What is my favorite sprite to make so far? My favorite to make? That's interesting. I don't actually know which one is my favorite. To make, they're kind of all the same, but how they turned out? I really love how Snorlax turned out. I think you can see him on stream there. Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh no, right there. Oh, I can't point very well with this. There we go, Snorlax. He turned out great. He's one of my favorites. But there are others too. I really liked how Magnemite turned out. I love how he's just a little orb. And honestly, a lot of the Gen 2 designs have been really great too. Yeah, I think Steelix was also really cool. His sprite is so freaking huge. You can get a lot of detail in there. Let's go for gray. You also love Snorlax? Yeah. He is definitely very easy to love. Easy to love, easy to hug. He's just a big guy. Put all the gray in this one. Let's get some of this pastel yellow in here. My storage system for beads is not the best. I am literally just like using the bags that they came in and little clips. Like, I have a few beads in containers that I use a lot, black, but for the vast majority of my colors, they're all just in bags, or like I bought some secondhand. They're in like just little Ziploc baggies. And I really need to get an actual storage system together that isn't just bags. But I'm more of a function over form kind of person, and so as long as it works, I kind of just ride with it a little longer than necessary, but you know, it works. It works for what it is. Maybe one day on stream I'll test out some new storage ideas and see which ones work best. That could be a fun idea if you guys are down to watch that. Pastel in this part. What do I need now? Is that 10? What is 74? Oh, that's rich butter. Alright. Let's throw some 74. I'll dip for a bit, but I'll be back. Have a good time streaming. Thanks, Ariane. Thank you. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Whoa, danger. 72, I think I was going with. I was going with this one. Is that salmon? I think so. What's your favorite Pokemon type? Yours is Steel? My favorite Pokemon type? That's an interesting one. I don't think about it too much. I like the fire type designs a lot of the time. I also typically find myself leaning towards psychic Pokemon. I always think they're really cool. Ghost Pokemon? Yeah, ghost Pokemon are great too. They always have very spooky entries, you're right. 72 is Coral, 12... Oh yeah, I was gonna use these for spice. Okay, so these do actually need to move down to here. Yes. These are gonna be cheeks. Pikachu's little cheeks. And then for Coral, I was maybe gonna use this one. I can't remember. I made some substitutions for some of the colors I didn't have, and I'm kind of forgetting which ones I said I was gonna use, but I'm sure it'll look alright. Yeah, that works. Yeah, the lighting focus is not very... Have to figure that out for the next one. Now we need some red. Just a couple red in this one. Do I want to fill in those shades with black as well? I think maybe I do. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, speaking of the ghost type entries, I remember making the Gengar video, if you guys watched that one. That one was a lot of fun to make, because his is very spooky. Where he, like, takes over your shadow and can, like, hide within it and makes the entire area, like, freezing cold. That one's pretty crazy. Hey, Dogless is in the chat. This is all for you, buddy. Who's your favorite Pikachu clone? Who's my favorite Pikachu clone? That's an interesting one. Maybe have to go with Pika Blue. Meryl's pretty good. I feel like if Mimikyu counts, everybody loves Mimikyu, right? I've never been, like, crazy fond of Mimikyu, but I mean, they are a super cool one. might go Meryl. Meryl's cool. Okay, I think I just gotta fill the rest of this in with yellow, and then we are already done quadrant number 1. This will be a lot of just fill in yellow. Streamer said my name, yep. You asked for over 120 days to make Pikachu with a hat, and I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to make those dreams come true. And this is going to be a super cool design too. This is just going to be a really awesome one. So it was a good recommendation. Can't wait for Lugia and Rayquaza. Those ones are awesome. I think Lugia is going to be super cool. So that's coming up in like less than 30. We're less than a month away from Lugia already. Oh, you're chatting from Finland. That's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely not the earliest in your time zone there. It's got to be at least, what, 8-9 hours maybe ahead of here. But yeah, have a nice day and thank you. Hope you have a good night. Thanks for watching. Upon Douglas's request, I specifically was told to make it a female Pikachu with the heart tail. So we have the heart tail shaped Pikachu. So this is a female Pikachu with a hat. It is a she. She's lovely. She's gonna be beautiful. I hope I will do her justice today. Getting close to the first quadrant already. This is awesome. Female Pikachu is cuter in the Smash Bros. Hat. Yes. Agreed. Pikachu in the blue hat in Smash Bros. Is a pretty peak character choice, not gonna lie. The down B goes crazy in Melee. If I like shift this light over a bit, will this like focus better? No, not really. Maybe this is just better lighting if I just don't have the light shining directly on it. Hopefully it still focuses. That's pretty dark for me though, I can't really see much. Hopefully it's okay. But I think that is the first quadrant done. We can move on to quadrant 2. We will start making the hat. I might need to zoom out a little here. There we go. You're really enjoying it? Thanks, Sue. I appreciate that. I am having fun too. This is a good time. Some interesting placements of spots. Now what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend this yellow here so I know where I'm going. Might just have to do some wonky steps. That's one too high. Are there any other projects that you guys would want to see, maybe in a live stream instead of a short? Let me know in chat if there's any other ideas you guys have for potential live streams in the future. I'd like to hear what you guys think, what you guys are interested in watching. A Molga in a hat. Now that could be cute. I didn't think of a Molga. That's a pretty underrated Pokemon. Ash Greninja. That could be cool. We're loving the hats. High five with both of those. Definitely ones to keep in mind. On day 94, someone asked for Sora from Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I never have played a single Kingdom Hearts game. But maybe there's an option for that. We can extend past Pokemon. I'm not opposed to that. If we want to hit up some other franchises. That's the fun part about Perler beating, you know? You can make whatever you want. Doesn't have to be Pokemon, doesn't have to be anything. Just be whatever you want. Can't wait to see Sceptile. Yeah, Sceptile's sick. Most favorite grass type? That's a good choice. If you're talking all-time grass types, Gen 3's got a lot of good ones. I'm also a huge fan of Shiftry. Shiftry is sick. Definitely a top-tier grass type. Sceptile is too iconic, actually. Too iconic for their own good. I am a big fan of them as well. What color next? Let's get some more black out of the way here. I'm going to assume that it's the... It's 4 down. Oh. I didn't miss a one this day. Oh no. That is on the board. Yeah, forget. Who's your guys' favorite starter Pokemon of all time? Through all the generations, which one are you guys taking as the best? Charizard from Gen 1, good choice. It's a classic icon right there. Shulcy, hey, when Pikachu sets off his thunder attack with the hat burst into flames, it's a fireproof hat, I think. I'm pretty sure it's canon in the lore that the hat is in fact fireproof. But you'll have to ask Douglas on that one, I'm not totally sure. That's sort of their territory. Piplup or Fennekin from Douglas? Definitely good choices. Piplup is just such a cutie. Chelsea, you've also always been a Charizard guy? Yeah, that is definitely a great, just classic iconic option. Douglas, it's a tinfoil hat. Heat resistant. Pikachu is a truther. Alrighty. Conspiracy theorist Pikachu confirmed. Ariane Litton? Litton's a great choice. That's a cutie for sure. go up far enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I don't think I went far enough here. I think I gotta do this. Yeah, that's correct. Alright. I'm gonna make a lot of little mistakes here because I'm like sometimes not fully paying attention to what I'm doing here. But that's alright. Most of Ash's strange Pokemon are released. Strong Pokemon are released in training. He never used most of his best Pokemon in League. That's kind of true. A lot of the times he just like has Pokemon that you would never expect. But then they kind of just pop off anyway. And you know what? I kind of vibe with that. Is that all? No, we got the eye still. Oh dear. That goes right in between here. Okay, I think that's all of the black beads for this quadrant. Let's get some of the gray beads in here. Dark gray at least. Are those all different shades of gray in the hat there? I said I use light gray, gray, and dark gray. Alright. I'll trust my design process, even though it might be highly questionable. Really missed Ash's Lapras. True, Lapras was a great one. Lapras is just such a cool Pokemon. Just always willing to help people out. Just like a little taxi service. Just for the love of the game. All the gray, and that's all the dark gray. Oh no, in the ear as well yet. Not there. Oh, I didn't finish the black. I'm a little silly. Hey, the real Dragonite. Here. W Lapras? Heck yeah. W's for Lapras. Some more black. Did not quite finish off the ear. Got a little bit of brown as well. Just for some shading. Alright, and you have to go to work. Have a good stream. Thank you, thank you. Have a good work day. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. Don't let me distract you from your work now. But it is a good excuse. Let's do some red. Good Pikachu's mouth here. Once we have this first and second quadrants done here, we will have all of Pikachu's head and his hat, her hat, and the tip of the tail. This Pikachu is a lovely lady. She's got the heart tail. What will happen when you run out of wall space? Maybe next wall? Sir Dragonite Boy, you'll have to find out. I know just as much as you do at this point. I have no idea what's next. We've still got many months before that's an issue. So while I definitely don't want to not plan anything, you know, maybe we could maybe figure something out, but you know, we still got a little bit of time left. Still got a little bit of time left. What do I need next here? Ooh, I was using sand for this color. Really start to tell what this is now. It's starting to look pretty good. Is that all for this? I think that's all for this color. Let's get butterscotch in there next. I think that'll help with some of the shading. Is this one? Yeah. Watch my shorts and stay 70s? Wow, I appreciate that a lot. That's really awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry if I mispronounce your ad, Chico Pasha. I think got that Perlipop app tip from you, man. Thanks. Yeah, it's a great app. This is what Perlipop is what I used to design this Pikachu. You can see here, this is the design that I made in that app. So it's fantastic. They have a free version that has almost all the features, and if you want to use their full version, there's no subscription, it's just a one-time payment. I really appreciated that. I went ahead and bought it. I'm not sponsored or anything by them, but like I went ahead and bought it like a year ago maybe already, and yeah, it's so worth it. It's just so much nicer for designing stuff in there. They make it super easy. They have a bunch of different bead brands that you can use if you're not just using Perler beads, if you're also using like ArtCal maybe. They got all these different kinds of brands available in there. It's really great. Sir Dragonite Boy, do you collect the TCG? Yes, I do. I have not been very active collecting recently, but I have a sizable collection. I have a few cards. I was really big into collecting it as a kid, and then maybe back in like 2018, I kind of got very into it again, and I bought a lot of like secondhand collections. I wasn't financially ready to invest in ripping packs every day, but I would go around and buy used collections from people who were done with collecting, and I built a pretty sizable collection for a pretty reasonable price back then, and I still have a lot of that. I'm very impatient to watch your artwork every day because I love it. That is very sweet of you to say. I always see you in the comments. You're always usually one of the first comments, so that's awesome. You should post twice a day so we could get more. That might be too much work for me. It doesn't take me a crazy long time to make an episode each day, because I usually do still make them once a day. Unless I have like a super busy schedule, I don't pre-record them. I will usually actually make one every day. Obviously, if I have like a crazy busy schedule, I might make one or two ahead of time, but I've never done more than that. So it's, but making, I'd have to do a lot. I might have to start pre-recording then and set days aside if I wanted to do 2 a day. But I think at least for this project, we're gonna be sticking with 1 a day. 1 a day is already enough. It's looking good so far? Yeah, I think so. He looks a little punched in the face at the moment, but we'll fill that in. We'll fill that in real soon. Oh, you thought I pre-recorded? Yeah, no, I'm actually making one every day, for the most part. That's... What color was that? Was that light brown? Light brown. Oh yeah, those are the only light brown in the whole thing. Okay. That I have to grab from a container. Those just go here. What's my favorite mythical Pokemon? It's gotta be Mew. Mew is probably... Well, Darkrai's up there too. Mew and Darkrai. They're both really good. Gotta be. Deoxys is also really cool, but I honestly forget sometimes which Pokemon are mythicals and which one are legendaries. It's... The classifications always get a little lost on me, but that's alright. The Mischievous Bull. I'm wondering how many gens you can do. Hope you can get to Gen 5. Well, I was saying before, I'm not sure if this wall is going to make it past Gen 3. If it gets into Gen 4, there's a chance. But maybe Gen 5 will be for a different project. We can maybe still continue on with it, even if it's not on this project. Because we only have so much real estate. You found editing with Perler really easy? Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really good. By the way, I want to do Magikarp's first gen sprite, but it never gets that good what I wanna. Any tips? For the first gen, for like it depends what sprite you're going for, because I usually do the menu sprites, and those are pretty easy to copy one for one. But just look up the sprite pattern online, just like Bulbapedia often has different sprites and stuff. And you can usually just copy it pixel for pixel. But I agree, sometimes getting the colors right, especially the colors, can be really tricky. And so from there, it's kind of just, you kind of just have to pick which ones you think work best and be okay with the fact that the colors might not be perfect. But yeah, because Pokemon, especially in the first like 4 or 5 gens when they were still 2D models, they translate very well into Perler beads. So you can kind of just copy it pixel for pixel, and it'll turn out pretty dang good. Hey, Jirachi, welcome here. I know, you can't wait for 385. That's going to be really close to the end of the wall. If it makes it in, it'll be basically near the bottom. It might be one of, if not the last ones to make the wall. So, fingers crossed for you. I'm hoping that it gets there, because I know you've been asking for a hot minute. But, the audio's kind of quiet. I can turn it up a little bit. Is that any better? Let me know if there's any audio issues, and I can adjust it to the best of my abilities. How will I do the gens where it's 3D? I believe there are still some 2D menu sprites that exist out there, and if not, then I will either try and design them myself or look for some talented artists who are willing to let me use theirs. Audio's perfect now? Sweet, thank you. Okay, I think we can move on to filling in with yellow. I think we can fill it in with yellow, and then we can move on to Pikachu's hat, the most exciting part. I will also wish from Jirachi that Jirachi can fit the wall. If Jirachi could grant me one wish, it would be that it makes the wall. How much do you spend to beads? In my place, they are ridiculously expensive. Yeah, they can be pricey if you don't buy right from if you can't purchase them from the manufacturer. I usually buy them from Perler or ArtCal directly from their site, although Perler, in North America at least, has been moving to a new warehouse and have had a lot of stuff out of stock, so I haven't been able to order from them for a while. But if you order directly from ArtCal, they have pretty comparable bead prices. They're like, here, I can show you a bag. They're like this, ArtCal beads. I found the quality to be very good, very comparable. They work well with Perler beads as well. And they're like $2.99 USD a bag. So I'm in Canada, so the exchange rate is kind of crummy, but it's still definitely cheaper than buying them on Amazon or buying them from a store. But I would also check out local craft stores because they oftentimes will have stuff at a reasonable price as well. But yeah, a lot of the times it can be an expensive hobby, especially up front, just because if you want to make something that has a lot of different colors in it, it can be a lot of money to spend on bags that you won't necessarily use right away. It'll be a lot of times like I'll have a bag that I need like 10 beads from or something, but it only comes in denominations of 1,000, so I will have that color for years and not have to buy it again. But then colors like black, or if I'm doing a project like this where I have to use like a few hundred yellow beads, then I might need to buy yellow again quickly. But once you have a lot of the colors up front, then the cost burden becomes a little bit less. But yeah, no, it can definitely be expensive. What are your thoughts on the Pokemon Lego sets that got announced this week, Douglas? I do not know. I actually have not seen them yet, but I am curious. That would be, that is two very rabid fandoms coming together. Pokemon and Lego. I have to imagine that those are just going to be ridiculously hard to find, or ridiculously expensive, or probably both. I can't imagine that those go for any reasonable price. But I look forward to seeing them. I think they're gonna be sick. I should give the Pikachu with the hat to my mother. To my mother? That's an interesting idea. Do you think she would even want it? How would Douglas feel about that if I gave this to my mom? You're such a friendly guy. Thank you, I try to be. Sworn through Belial? Sorry if I'm pronouncing your ats wrong. I joked in a comment in one of your daily vids that you should put all unknown forms on the door. Yeah, like I was saying before, putting Perler forms on the door just doesn't work. Since it's a pocket door, it's a sliding door, it wouldn't open or close if I put anything bulky on the door. But that could be a fun idea for a stream in the future. We maybe make all the unknown forms in a stream. I don't know if I have enough shades of gray and black right now to get away with that, but that would definitely be an idea. And I think that could be pretty fun, to make all the 27 other forms that I haven't made yet. If you guys think that'd be fun, that'd be a cool idea. I should give Pikachu with a hat to you, Douglas. I mean, hey, if you want it. This was your idea, this is your baby. If you want her, I can make her for you. I'll try and find a nice frame to put it in or something. What is the special occasion for the Pikachu? This is just for fun. I wanted to try and do a live stream, and Douglas has been asking for Pikachu with a hat for months now. Pretty much since I started uploading videos. And I figured, well, then I want to start doing live streams. I just built a nice new computer in the new year so that I can actually do some streams for you guys. And I figured this would be the perfect project to start with. So that is the special occasion, just because I thought it would be fun. Next live when? I don't know. I don't really have a live schedule yet. This was kind of just a trial to see if it would go well and how it would work. And I think so far it's going pretty well. But no current plans for any type of schedule or anything. I'll obviously keep you guys posted on socials if and when I decide to do a schedule. But yeah, for now, I'll just give you a heads up on socials if I plan to, and then you can come and join if you like it. There we go. Got the yellow filled in. Look at her. Look at her. Unknown stream in the future? Sounds exciting. Yeah. I think that'll be fun. I think that could be a good idea. So now we start on the hat. We got light gray. I need gray as well. Do I have gray up here? Or is it still in my look? thought I'd stuck it out here. This is light gray, right? Oh, this is great. Got to crack a new bag. Okay, so that's dark gray. And then did I do light gray? Yeah, so gray is on the hat, light gray is there. Okay. Scroll up to the hat. Maybe let's start with the outline of the hat. Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza, best legendary trio? That is a good take. That is a good take. It's debatable, though. There are a lot of good legendary trios out there. I don't know. But they are iconic. Rayquaza, gotta be one of the best legendaries. It's a great shiny form, too. It's a tough call. I'm not sure. Not sure which one I'd go with. A little biased with Gen 3, as that was the gen that was your first? Yeah. Yeah, my first, I actually didn't play a lot of Gen 3 growing up. That was actually one that I kind of skipped. Because I started with a Game Boy Color. And so my first game was Pokemon Yellow. And I played a lot of that. And then I got super lucky. And at a garage sale as a kid, I found a copy of each Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Silver, and Pokemon Crystal for the Game Boy for $7 each. It was a bag, a little Ziploc baggie with the 3 games in there for $21, and I bought that so fast as a kid that I played so much. So I played quite a bit of Gen 2 as well. And then I kind of just went right to Gen 4 because I didn't get a Game Boy Advanced till much later. And by that point, I already had a DS. The DS was already out, so I got that. And then I played a lot of Pokemon Platinum. Pokemon Platinum and Pokemon Yellow were probably the 2 games I put the most hours into. We need all the unknown forms. Jute Dude Gamer, I will get that for you, just because you asked. We will do a stream in the future for unknowns. I'm not committing to a date yet so that I have a cop-out. But we will definitely... I like that idea for a stream, making all the unknown forms. I don't think I have enough beads for it right now, but I will hopefully order some more soon. And then hopefully we will be able to get that going. How much time do you take to make one of these sprites every day? It depends on how difficult the colors are. You know, sometimes I'll take like 20 minutes just looking at the sprite and be like, dang, I don't have a perfect color for this. Swinub was like that a little bit today. Swinub ended up being a little bit of a lighter shade of brown than I would have liked, but I wanted that stark contrast between the stripes and the fur, the stripes on the fur. And if I used the other shades of brown that I had for the fur, the stripes just didn't look that nice. So I ended up settling for a lighter shade of brown so that the stripes looked better. And so that took me a little bit extra time, but actually making it doesn't take that long. I usually spend like maybe 20 to 30 minutes between full process of making it, ironing it, and all that, and then it's done. So, and then I spend a little bit of time editing the video, you know, that takes, the whole process, if I'm going like at a normal pace, takes me about 2 hours. Usually 2 hours between like making it and uploading it. So it's not too bad a process. It's manageable to do every day. If I'm in a rush, sometimes I can get through it a little quicker. Sometimes I meander a little bit when I'm editing and I'm not super focused, but if I really need to, it's kind of gotten down to a science at this point. I can crunch them out in an hour if I have to. But I also like to take a bit of time with the script and make it not just too boring or kind of lame. I like to make it a little interesting for each Pokemon. Some of them are harder though because they don't have a lot of information in the Pokedex about them, so I kind of just have to make stuff up. Not like make stuff up as in lies, but just like come up with my own original ideas that are not just the Pokedex entry. And that's fun too. It's fun to be a little creative that way. You watch every day? I appreciate it. I make them every day. And they're there to be enjoyed. Oh, I didn't have a clamp for this guy. An extra little... Yeah, I do. Yeah. What color's next? Let's do the polka dots. Let's go for white and then gray. Look at that, she's got a hat. It's coming together. For this I want to use gray. Lot tear? I thought you pre-made some in advance, lol, but I love the videos. Don't answer if you do or don't. Well, I already have answered in this stream. So you can go back and check. But spoiler alert, the vast majority of the time, I'm gonna tell you, I do make them every day. Only if I'm extremely busy do I pre-make them. You can see on the wall. I don't wanna mess everything up here, but yeah. Oh, move my head out of the way. There we go. Swinub was today, and Swinub's the only one on the wall. Nothing's pre-done ahead of time there yet, so. Uh-oh. There we go. Alright, now we can fill it in with the blue. Oh, I don't have a clip for this now. Okay, let's see. Now, I don't really have any... wouldn't really consider myself an artist in a traditional sense, where, like, I know any theory or any like traditional art mediums or anything, but so I tried to do the shading on this hat myself. I think it turned out okay in the thing. Doing shading for a cone, I kind of just did it down the middle. Darker on one half, lighter on the other half. And I'm hoping that that looks alright. Looks realistic. few more dark blues for the shading on that side. Here we go. Would you consider making sprites in RPG Maker? I've never used RPG Maker before, so that wasn't something that had crossed my mind. But I might mess around with it. I just use the Perler app right now. I find that to be the most helpful, especially because you can use what beads you want to use directly in there so that you have a legend for them right away, which is really nice. But no, I've never messed around with RPG Maker before. I'd have to look into that. Definitely something to consider, though. I'm sure like any tool that you can add is useful. Almost there. Look at that. Half a Pikachu with a hat. Woo! Half a Pikachu with a hat. We are officially halfway done. She's looking gorgeous. Look at her. She's got her little party hat. What was my first legendary Pokemon? Well, since I play Pokemon Yellow, it was Mewtwo. Because well, okay, I guess technically it would have been Zapdos? I think Zapdos is the first one you get in Pokemon Yellow. I can't remember. Can't remember which one is first. So it would have been Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno, and Mewtwo. Those would have been the first legendaries that I got. In the main series anyway. Alright, we move on to Quadrant 3. This one's not a huge quadrant. Looks like bulk of the beads is just gonna be a lot of yellow and cheddar in the fourth quadrant there, but we'll get the base of Pikachu's tail. Get her little foot in there. Alright. Start off with the rest beads. Saint Blade, thank you for the compliments. Nice, nice. It is looking good. Dogless, she's coming together, nearly ready for the party. Indeed, she is ready to party. Look at her go. She would be the most popular at the party, let's be real. Where do you go? There. It's hard when you don't have any beads on the board for reference. I'm just looking at the sprite sheet, and then looking down at my board, and I'm like, I have no idea where I'm supposed to place these, because I have no reference down. So I'm actually going to switch colors. I'm going to go with brown. I'll get back to rust in a second. Michael Littlejohns, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. You're putting in so much effort for us? This is not a ton of effort. This is just for fun. But, of course, I gotta love bringing the content. It's fun. Like, it's just investing time in my hobby, right? You know, it's a lot of fun for me. And being able to share that with you guys is like a big bonus. And I really love that you guys all want to show up and check this out. It really makes it a lot easier to stay committed to my hobbies and to know that there's other people out there that enjoy it. So that's great. Oof, I'm a little burpy right now. Rowan Franken, yo! Welcome. Thanks for checking us out. And by us, I mean me, and everyone in chat. I don't know why I keep referring to myself in the plural. Don't think Greninja can be on the wall, but I like how it looks at the moment. Thanks. It's awesome, yeah. I don't think Greninja will make the wall either, sadly, but I hope that I get to make them sometime. Later, time to go back to work. Thank you for streaming. Of course, thank you for checking it out. I appreciate everybody who's tuned in. And just everybody who's watched any of my videos at all. You guys are super cool for doing that. I know sometimes the algorithm can make it difficult to find content, but the fact that it found all you guys, it makes this more fun. Makes this a lot more fun. Okay, let's go back to rust color. Where did I put the rust beads? Here they are. Big mug of water. Where would these go? These would go here, right? Yes. Did I miss a section? I definitely missed a section. Oopsie doopsie. Okay, this goes over here. And this would go here. Yeah, because there's supposed to be a bigger gap there, right? And yeah, then 2 down, up. Where did I go wrong here? And you're not supposed to be here. Let's see, this was... I was supposed to go out one more here. That'll do it. See, that's the thing. One little mistake offsets everything. But that's okay. When you do it live, there's gonna be mistakes. And we'll just catch them and fix them. No sweat. But now it's starting to look a little better. There we go, that makes more sense. And then these go here. Gonna need to add a few more brown beads after now. That's okay. Gotta go, is she at the best? You have a basketball practice. A basketball practice. You're practicing for your practice, Rowan? Well, I hope that the practice for your practice goes phenomenal. I hope you hit all the 3-pointers. Can you dunk? You should practice that. You should practice dunking. I think that'll be the most beneficial to your practice time. But anyway, have a good practice. Thank you for stopping by. It's much appreciated. This is 2 up this. Perfect. Here. This is 4 over under. Perfect. When did I start making these? Well, I started Perler beading as a kid. I got them for like a birthday present, and I started playing with them as a kid, but I didn't actually start making anything serious until maybe I was like a young adult, maybe like 19 or 20 when I actually started making cool stuff, not just throwing them on a pegboard and having my mom iron them for me as a like 4-year-old. But yeah, no, I've been doing this art form for probably close to 10 years now. Obviously not every day like I have been doing recently, but I've been doing it for quite a while now. And they're fun. It's a nice, easy way for somebody who maybe isn't the most talented at drawing or like painting or something like that to still be creative and have more of a like structured template for creating cool things. Oh, itchy nose. that all the brown beads I need now? Do you have any of your older pieces you can show off, St. Blade? I do have some older pieces lying around. Maybe I might save that for another stream, or maybe when I'm done working on this here. I gotta focus on finishing off Pikachu, and then maybe if I have some time after the stream, or after I'm done this stream, or maybe in another stream, I'll show off some of the other things I've made. I don't have a giant collection of stuff, but I definitely have some cool things I'd like to show you guys at some point. So that might have to wait for another stream. Or maybe you'll get a sneak peek of something at the end of this. Who knows? See how generous I'm feeling? Oh, don't be sorry for commenting, Sue. That's totally all good. That's what we're here for. We're here to just vibe and have a good time. Do not feel bad for commenting. That is what the stream is for. If I wanted to do this by myself, I could have just shut it off and done it myself. But I figured it'd be more fun to do it with other people here who wanted to come by and see the process. And just hang out, ask questions, chat. Feel free. Or if you just want to lurk. I'm usually a lurker when I go to streams, so I totally get it. We love our lurkers as well. I need to grab some more black beads here. I have more. I'm running low on black beads. I might have to grab some from another container. Really need to order more. Let's add in the cheddar. Oops. As I slam my mouse. So I also have to do butterscotch. Only got a couple more colors to get done in this quadrant, and then we will be on to the last one, which will mostly just be a lot of yellow. There'll be a lot of yellow beads in that one. She's really starting to come together. She's really looking good. Really happy with how this is turning out here. I have let this playlist go on way too long here. We are not in the Pokemon music anymore. That's okay. Hopefully nobody gets upset that I was using their music. Let's set this to loop. Looks like the stream is healthy. We're all good. What do you think? How many Pokemon can I fit on the wall? How many fit on the wall? It's a really good question. I do think it's going to be close to the end of Gen 3. I'm not sure if it'll fit all of Gen 3 or if it'll be like close to the end of Gen 3. And then I'm thinking, if I get all of Gen 3 on there, do I really want to have like a few, like just like a couple of Gen 4 Pokemon on there if I get that far? Because like it would feel kind of bad if I like started one generation and got like a couple of them on the wall in for like Gen 4 and then like none of the rest of them. So when we get to the end, if we're able to fit all of Gen 3 on the wall, I had the thought of maybe for the last few, maybe doing something special. Either maybe some shiny ones, potentially. Maybe some viewer-requested ones. Not sure. I'm leaving that door open for when we get closer to the end. Maybe we want to do something fun and special. And then we can continue on potentially on another project with Gen 4. But that's only if we end close to the end at the end of Gen 3. Which I'm not sure if that would be the case yet. And these are all just ideas. Who knows how I'll feel in a couple months. So I won't make any executive decisions just yet. Does this Pikachu know Surf? You'll have to ask Dogless if she knows Surf. But maybe. It would make sense if she did. She looks like a surfer. I wish Rayquaza could fit on your wall. It'll be really close. It'll be really close. Rayquaza will definitely be... Rayquaza will definitely be close. Right near the bottom, if they make it on. Okay, I think that's all the cheddar. Let's get butterscotch on there, and then we'll just fill it in with yellow. Look at that, her tail's forming. Are you going to do the base form of cast form or weather form? Oh, I hadn't thought of cast form. That's a good question. My default says to do base form, but I also might do a poll. Maybe I'll ask the community what form they want to see. Because that's a good question. That's how we decided with Unknown. And so maybe that's how we'll decide with cast form as well. It's a good thought. I hadn't thought of cast form yet. This Pikachu can surf. Maybe she's attending a beach party. Heck yeah, Douglas. I like that. She looks like she's attending a beach party. Day one of asking for surfing Pikachu. Surfing Pikachu would be sick. Maybe I gotta do surfing Pikachu, we gotta do balloon Pikachu. We gotta do some great stuff. Day one of asking for Ash's Greninja. Yeah. Alright. Go leave it in the comments on the shorts. Go boost the algorithm there. Yes, I appreciate all of your guys' suggestions, even if I don't do them, or even if it takes like 4 months for me to get to them, or even if I don't respond to them right away. I do appreciate seeing all your guys' suggestions in the comments. And I see each and every one of them, so never hesitate to let me know what you guys are thinking. As long as it's not too mean, because I will cry. But as long as it's nice and a good idea, I'll likely take it into consideration, and your idea might even end up on the next stream. Oh yeah, I gotta put this little guy in here. This little guy is so cute. They aren't as cute as Miss Magius. Is that how you pronounce it? Miss Magius or Miss Magius? I never knew. But yes, I've seen you leaving those comments too, where I'm looking forward to Miss Magius. I don't know if she's gonna make the wall. I hope so. But we'll get to her eventually. OMG, so cool to see you live. Thank you. It's from Drilly. Thank you. It's cool to see you here in the live. Ghost type Pokemon are sick. We love ghost types. I think if that's one thing you can knock Gen 2 for, is that there's not enough ghost types. Need more. Gen 1 and 2 just don't have enough ghost types. Oh, you believe in the theory that Gengar is a dead Clefable, hey? I mean, I don't think it's been disproven. Could certainly exist. Could certainly be a thing. They do look very similar. I could believe that. Could believe that. We're just about there. Couple more and boom. We got 3 quadrants of Pikachu done. Look at that. She's just got one square chunk taken out of her. And that's this one. Gotta fill the rest of this in. And then we've got Pikachu with a freaking hat. Let's go. Let's finish her off here. I'm going to grab a new container. I think I have some more black beans in. Yes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. Ash's Heracross? I don't know if I remember Ash's Heracross that well. I think they're pretty cool. I mean, Heracross is just a cool mon. I never watched all the anime fully through. I've watched, like, the first season, and then when I was a kid, it was on TV. It was, like, Battle Frontier and some, like, Gen 4 stuff. It was a lot of Gen 3 and 4 that was on TV when I was little. And so I would have seen a bit of it, but I haven't seen a lot of it. Kept trying to eat Bulbasaur. That's actually kind of a funny, that's a funny bit, actually. That definitely makes it better. Like how, all of James's Pokemon were always trying to eat him. His Victory Bell and his Carnivine. Favorite Pokemon theme song, but you can't say the first one. Then I probably have to go with Battle Frontier, because that's really the only one that I remember outside of the first one. And it was a banger. But I'm open to being proven wrong, because it's simply out of negligence that I don't know any others. But yeah, oh yeah, if you're talking about just themes from any, like, town or point in the game, then that makes it a lot harder. But in terms of anime openings, I would probably go with Battle Frontier. I probably heard the Johto theme, but it's not coming into my head like Battle Frontier is. I'm sure it's a banger, though. All of them are so good. It would be like this. Oops. Random Omori fan. Thanks for tuning in. What's my favorite Pokemon? Yours is Litwick? Litwick is cool. Litwick is actually that whole line is great. Litwick, Lampent, Chandelure. Chandelure is just such a cool, like, Ghost Fire. That is just gotta be one of the top typing pairs of all time. Just in terms of aesthetic, that is so cool. For me, my favorite Pokemon, I've got a few. I love Nidoqueen. She was the Pokemon that I used in Pokemon Yellow. A lot. Got her to level 100 many times through many playthroughs, just beating the Elite Four over and over again, so Love her. She's always got a special place. I love Mew. I love Darkrai. Yeah, those are probably my top 3. But it's subject to change. You know, as you get older, as you discover more Pokemon, it's like as a kid you always like the really cool ones, and then you grow up and you're like, oh, I like the cute ones actually. They're so nice and sweet. So, and I've just been like getting a new appreciation for each of the Pokemon as I make them every day. It's given me definitely either like reminded me of why they're so good, or given me a new appreciation for each of them. So I've been enjoying getting to know the Pokemon that I've known for so long on a deeper level. Yeah, their evolutions are sick. Your top favorites besides Litwick would be Porygon, Phantump, and Gossifleur. Those are good choices. Porygon is very good. Very iconic Pokemon there. Very unique. Very different than the rest of the Pokemon from Gen 1. Pearlescent Ham. That's a very lovely username, by the way. Talking about your favorite Pokemon, if you had to make a Pokemon team of 6, who would they be? A team of 6? Oof. That's tough. Because in terms of, like, competitive viability, I don't know enough about the competitive scene, apart from, like, a casual play, to, like, make a team. So I would kind of just go with which ones I think are my favorite, and just kind of ignore the fact that they might get wiped by, like, any other team that has actually, like, good type matchings and matchups and stuff like that. But I mean, Nidoqueen's gotta be on there. I mean, okay, I'm gonna put Nidoqueen, Mew, and Darkrai on there. Those are kind of like my top 3. And from there? Then it starts to get tough. I think... I'm gonna think about that, and I'm gonna come back to that. That is a good question. You saw somebody post a video at a Pokemon store just pointing out that every Pokemon is somebody's favorite? Exactly. Everybody's Pokemon is somebody's favorite, you know? And everybody is so valid for their opinion on which Pokemon is their favorite. Because everybody's got their own reason. I'm sure there's not a ton of people that like Nidoqueen as their favorite Pokemon. Like, she's a badass, obviously. She's really cool. But, like... I just had that connection when I was a kid of using her to beat the game. And... that's kind of why... that's just kind of my reasoning. Have you found any roommates willing to let you continue your sprites after you fill the wall? I haven't explicitly asked them for permission yet, but we could, that could be a funny bit. That could be a funny bit. You'll pick Venusaur, Nidoking, Lapras, Electivire, Magmar, and Snorlax. That is a good combo of guys. Those are all great picks. You mean Electabuzz instead of Electivire. Okay, okay. Sticking with Gen 1, I like that. I do like what Gen 4 did, adding all of the evolutions to a lot of the Gen 2 and 1 Pokemon. Because some of those evolutions are sick, like Togekiss and Electivire and Magmortar and Rhyperior. There are some pretty cool ones. Oh, I think I messed up the alignment here on this. I think everything's got to shift over one. Easy fix. Easy fix. Boom. Whereabouts in Canada are you from, Leanne Brown? I am in the middle of Canada. If you've heard of Manitoba, that is where I am from. That is where I live, in bitter cold Manitoba. But it's been unseasonably warm this year, which has been, well, outside of 2 blizzards. We did have a couple of blizzards that were pretty nasty, but it's actually 1 degree Celsius today, which is very much warmer than normal. So all the roads are going to get really slippery and wet, and then when it freezes again, it's going to turn into ice. And that's going to be a little dangerous, so there's probably going to be, going to have to be extra safe if I'm driving anywhere. I think that's it for the rust beads. Let's get... Oh, is that 1 cream bead? 2 cream beads in there, okay. We'll do that. Oh, Leanne, you're in Ontario, cool. Yeah, I think it's been kind of warmer throughout on average this year. Did you guys get hit with any crazy blizzards or anything there? Shortly before, I think it was a little bit before Christmas, we got hit with some nasty stuff and had a couple feet of snow to clear out, but otherwise it was pretty chill. Yes, we're finally almost done. We're getting super close. Let's grab butterscotch. Nothing too insane, but some decent snowfall? Well, that's good. Glad it hasn't been too crazy for you. Outside of we had 2 blizzards almost back to back, and those were kind of nasty. But outside of that, it's been really nice. It has been a very decent winter. A little windy, but it's always a little windy here in the prairies. Last winter, we had the furnace in our house crapped out, and so we had to spend a couple of days as the house slowly started getting colder and colder, but we were fortunately going through a warm spell that time as well, so it didn't end up getting too bad. I had a couple space heaters, and it only took a couple days to get it back up and running, but if it had been minus 30 or something like it can get down to here, that could have been real nasty real quick. So always gotta have backups ready in Canada, especially in the prairies. Do you like Mamoswine? I do like Mamoswine. Mamoswine is so cool. Really good ice type. It is unfortunate that it is what am I trying to say? There's nothing unfortunate about Mamoswine. He's just awesome. He's got big tusks. Its eyes are finally visible. Swinub and Hyloswine have their eyes closed or covered. But then when it gets to Mamoswine, he's got that cool mask-looking thing. Pearlescent Ham. If you had to do your team, it would probably be Haunter, Reuniclus. Reuniclus or Reuniclus? I never know how to pronounce that one. Escavalier, Malamar, Minior, and of course Mismagius. Still don't know how to pronounce that. Also, I looked it up and apparently it's pronounced Mismagius. Mismagius. Okay, because I probably would have defaulted to Mismagius, like a mage, but Mismagius. I'll need to know that when I get to making them. But Go Long Gaming. No way my guy actually doing this? Heck yeah, we are. It is about time. It is about time we got to Pikachu with a hat. And Pearlescent Ham, the last 3 Pokemon on my team, I am going to add ones that I have made already on the wall so that it's easier for me to visualize. I would add... probably shouldn't turn all the way around so you can't hear me. I'm going to add Gengar. Gengar is sick. Just super cool. I'm going to add Blissey to my team. I really like Blissey. Blissey is a very cool Pokemon. And... I'm going to add Espeon as my last choice. We got to have an evolution in there, and I really like Espeon. Umbreon would be a fine choice too, but I'm going to go with Espeon. There's my team. Nice hair, thank you. Thank you very much. I need to get a haircut. It's getting a little long again, but sometimes I'm a little lazy, and I don't want to go get it cut. Are we just down to 2 colors? I think we just got to do the yellow and the cheddar, and then we're done. So I think there's less yellow on here. Let's start with that, and then we'll go with the cheddar. Some of Ash's travel companion has same Pokemon as Ash itself. I wasn't sure about that, but that's cool. What happens when you fill the wall, by the way? I don't know. We'll see. We will see what happens when the wall gets full. That is a question for when the wall is full. We'll see what happens. Umbreon and Sylveon are the best EVs? Yeah, those are good. They're really good. Definitely great choices. Can't fault you for that. So that's 6. I have a question for you chatters that are here. If I were to make Perler beads of a different franchise, not Pokemon, which franchise would you guys be most interested in watching? It could be a movie, it could be a game, it could be anything. It could just be like nature. Like just literally anything other than Pokemon. What would you guys be interested in looking at? Or maybe you aren't interested in anything and you just are here for the Pokemon, and that's totally cool too. But I'm curious to know what else you guys would be interested in seeing. Leanne, you say Marvel? Okay, Marvel's interesting. I know there's a couple fans in here that would be really into some of that. Dragon Ball or another anime? That's true. We could get into some anime stuff as well. That could be fun. That could be really fun. I have in the past made some 3D Perler Bead One Piece figures. That was a while ago though, and I gave those away to someone as a gift. So I don't have them anymore, but that was fun to make. Pearlescent Ham, probably Elden Ring, but it would be insanely hard, so maybe Silksong? Ooh, I've seen some cool Silksong Perler arts from some creators on Instagram, and they look really good. One of my roommates, one of my good friends, he is obsessed with, well, not necessarily obsessed, but one of his favorite games is Hollow Knight, and he plays a lot of Silksong. And, yeah, I have not gotten around to playing it, but maybe I need to check it out because everybody says it's so incredible, and so I do guess I eventually need to see what all the hype is about. I just have a bit of new game aversion. Learning a new game can be hard sometimes, but then once you get into it, it's obviously really fun. So I just need to get around to it and actually push myself over that hump to play some new stuff. Monster Hunter, still haven't played that as well, but that could also be cool. Digimon, I have a buddy who's really into Digimon too. That could be fun. Maybe some Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe make like Yu-Gi. That would be cool. Fire Emblem, do Fire Emblem? Yeah, Fire Emblem could be good too. You'll have to design me something to recreate Douglas. You'll have to design me a Fire Emblem character to recreate. Pixar too? Yes, Leanne. Pixar would be super cool. Hi, Laura. Welcome here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be dope? Yes, Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be super cool. Good to know. It's good to know which other franchises you guys might like, because I love Pokemon. Pokemon was my childhood growing up, and I still really enjoy all of the different artwork in the cards, and the music from the games, and all that stuff, but it would be cool to try other franchises as well, maybe in the future, and so that's why I asked. I've also seen some people make some cool Minecraft stuff. I know that translates pretty well since you can do it from the pixels. There's some cool creators out there that have done like 3D Minecraft stuff, which I think is pretty awesome, and I think I messed this up. Did I mess this up? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah, this is supposed to be here, and then this goes here. There we go. And then this is up. Up, up. Perfect. How long does it usually take to make one of these? Laura, it usually takes me about like... For the videos that I make every day, maybe like 20 to 30 minutes to actually place out all the beads and iron and everything. Sometimes it takes me a bit longer depending on how many colors I have to choose from and if I have good options readily available. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer just because I'm not happy with the choices I have, but not too terribly long. For this, we've been at this for over 2 hours already, but I haven't been working crazy fast. We've been chatting and we've been taking our time, so. But if I were just nose to the grindstone doing this, I could probably get this done in like an hour and a bit. But it's a lot more fun to hang out with you guys and chat while we do this. This is more fun. What are your least favorite Pokemon types? Oh man, least favorite? I typically don't use a lot of poison types, although there are some cool poison Pokemon. I don't know. I mean, there are some really iconic normal type Pokemon, but normal is a type itself, not very exciting. Leanne, do you actually make one of them every day, or do you make a couple in one go and just post every day? So yeah, I answered this earlier, but for the most part, I do make them one every day. If I have a busy schedule coming up, like coming up this weekend, I might have to make a couple in advance just because I have a busy weekend coming up, but the vast majority of the ones on the wall were made every day, one a day. And when I don't have anything up, I usually just make one a day. So I have had to make a couple in advance and then schedule the uploads, but I don't think I've ever made more than like 2 in advance. For the most part, it's just been one every day. Honeyflower Nectar Moon. That's a cool ad. I love your voice. Oh, thank you. Very unique. I'll take that. Need to drink some water to make sure I don't lose it. It's very nice of you. I appreciate that. I hope you don't mind listening to it in the voiceovers on the videos and in the lives here. Folks, we got one color left. We just got Cheddar. That is it. And Pikachu with a hat. She done. Then she done. I'm pretty sure, right? This is the last one? I think this is the last color. She's looking pretty darn cute. Dogless, the end of an era, yes. You'll have to find a new daily routine that isn't posting Pikachu with a hat on my videos anymore. I'm gonna miss the engagement. You'll have to come up with a new request. Who thinks Metagross is also as good as Garchomp? That's an interesting comparison. I guess they're both like the pseudo-legendaries of Gen 3 and Gen 4. I really like Metagross. I think I'm a little biased towards Metagross because I had some really cool Metagross Pokemon cards when I was younger. I'm sure I still have them. And I always thought that those cards were really sick. And so I think I would lean more towards Metagross, but Garchomp is very iconic, and I think if you take shiny forms into account, Metagross kinda sweeps. Because shiny Garchomp is... it's like okay, but it's a bit of a letdown. Whereas shiny Metagross is just one of the best to ever do it. So if you're not taking shinies into account, it's pretty close though. But I just really like the design of Beldum and Metang and Metagross. They're pretty freaking awesome. You love Dragonite? True. All the pseudo-legendaries are great. They're all great. Jigglypuff as seen from above. That'll be the next stream. We will just make a pink circle. Good suggestion, Mischievous Bull. Shannon, you have a lot of amazing Perler beads. Thank you. Yeah, I've been collecting a lot of them over the years, whether I bought them from Perler directly or bought them secondhand off people who were didn't want to invest in the hobby anymore. So I have quite a few lying around in this office, but it never seems to be enough. You always seem to be out of something. So I'm definitely gonna have to order some more soon. How long do you want the wall to stay huge for more amazing Pokemon? I mean, I want the wall to fit as many Pokemon as possible, for sure. But we can only fit so many, so we'll see how far it goes, and then we'll go from there. It's It's almost there. You're right. We're getting close. We're on the last color. Just shading in Pikachu's belly. It's really cool to see it all come together once you start getting the last few beads in and you can really start making out all the details. It starts to become very satisfying. And it's just very relaxing. It can be a little hard on the wrist sometimes when you're tweezing thousands of beads, but as long as you do some stretches and you don't do it for too long, you're not doing it 8 hours a day, it doesn't end up being too bad. It can be very easy to mess things up. You've always got the door for more Pokemon. Yeah, Laura, I had been mentioning this, but the door is actually a pocket door. It slides on, and it doesn't doesn't have a lot of space in between to fit stuff on the door, unfortunately. And so anything really thicker than like a poster doesn't really fit on the door if I want to use it as a door. So unfortunately, the door is kind of a no-go for Perler bead art. Can maybe get some like posters and stuff on there, maybe some prints, some cool stuff like that, but unfortunately it does not work for the beads. Very sad. It would be nice. The ceiling, the top down, yeah, that could be good. That could be good too. That we had that suggestion earlier. I was a little scared of things falling on me and hitting me, but it's definitely something to consider. It's not a popcorn ceiling or anything, so I think I could stick them on there, but gravity might work a little harder against me. Jared, yeah, you think the ceiling too? Yeah. I mean, it might be something to consider. I don't know if I necessarily want to do this project on the ceiling, but maybe we could do something with the ceiling. Who thinks Psyduck is an underrated Pokemon? I think Psyduck is pretty appropriately rated. I see a lot of Psyduck love, and they deserve it. They're just a cute little duck who's a little confused and got a little headache sometimes. But no, I think they are appropriately rated for how adorable they are. They're not overhyped by any means, but they are definitely deserving of the praise they get. What's my favorite starter? My favorite starter. I think Turtwig is really cool. I love Turtwig. He's sick. I think Chikorita is underappreciated. I think there needs to be more Chikorita love, because Meganium is definitely up there for one of my favorites. I really like Meganium, but all the Gen 2 ones are great. Cyndaquil, Totodile, they're all great. Gen 3 also has some great ones too. I mean, you can't go wrong with Mudkip, gotta be one of the coolest ones ever. But yeah, those are probably my answers. Your favorite is Sceptile? Yeah, that's a great choice. I really like Sceptile too. I really like Grovyle as well. For everybody who's played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you'll know how great Grovyle is. Such a great character in the Time and Darkness series. Grovyle was a very beloved character there. And so I think that specifically Grovyle gotta be a top tier middle starter evolution. I'll be excited to make them on the wall. Have to use a cool Mystery Dungeon theme for that video. Yes, we love Trico. It's just such a cutie. Folks, we are almost done. The last few beads. Pikachu's last little hand. Just 2 more. Boom. I don't think there's anything left to do. I think she's done. I think she's done. Look at that beauty. Oh, she looks so good. I'm really happy with how this turned out. This looks fantastic. I'm trying to see if there's anything I think I should change. I think maybe I don't like the light gray shading for the hat. I think maybe I want to change this out for dark gray. Oops. Or for just regular gray. Let's see how this looks. And then we can change it back if we like the other way better. What do we think? Or maybe it's the dark gray that's too dark. What do you guys think? Because I think the hat just looked a little too out of place. Maybe the dark gray is just a little too dark. I think maybe the dark gray is just a little too dark. I'm gonna try taking out the dark gray. And we're gonna replace it with gray. And then we're gonna go light gray. Back. How do we like this? I think this looks a bit, maybe a bit better? Yeah, it's a little off, yeah. I honestly can't tell the difference, but it can just be my untrained eyes. That is fair, that is fair. I mean, maybe it's just me being a little nitpicky. Nice work, thank you. I think this is good. Douglas, she's beautiful, good. Your opinion is the most important. This might be better. But now I don't know if it like blends in too much with the head. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. Do I have a slightly different shade of gray? You know what? Maybe I can get crazy here. Because ArtCal had a bunch of different grays. So I need one that is just slightly darker than this, but not too dark. Maybe let's try this one. Because this is a little bit lighter, right? Yeah. This one, you know what? This might be the magic ticket. Bear with me. something like this. Okay. I think that's the winning ticket. I think I like this one. I think this one gives a proper outline for the hat. While it's still, because I think the other gray that I had before was too dark, it stood out too much. I think this one is perfect. I really like this one. What do you guys think? I think this one is probably the winner here. That does look nice. Okay, good. I think this is the way. Whoops. Don't need to bump this and knock everything over now. Sehr gut. Sehr gut. Good. Good. I'm happy with this too. Awesome. We got this done. Heck yeah. Alright, I think I'm gonna do the taping and the ironing off camera just because it can get a little clunky with everything in the way. But yeah, this has been the first Perler Bead with Me live stream. Thank you so much, guys. This has been so much fun. Thank you for everybody tuning in. This has just been fantastic, and it's been a great excuse to do this project. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. You guys have been awesome for following along with the videos over the last few months. And yeah, just keep watching. I appreciate it a lot. Have you ever knocked over everything and had to start over? Honeyflower, thankfully, I have not done that much. I have ruined some projects before when it comes to the ironing phase by like knocking some off while I'm ironing them and having to put them back. That's a pain. But I have never spilled a whole thing over. Looks great. Thanks, Saint. Do C-Dot next? C-Dot should make the wall, Jared, so we will wait for that. C-Dot will make the wall. That'll be sooner than you think. But yeah, it was great chatting with you guys. The stream was a ton of fun. I think I'll definitely try and do another one in the future. Maybe we'll do a poll on the YouTube channel or on Instagram on what we want to see next. But no timeline yet. It'll just be what it is. But yeah, a little change makes a big difference. Agree, Saint. Agree that it makes the biggest of difference. But I think I'm happy with where it ended up here. She looks like a beauty, and I'll post a picture of it on socials later. I'll post it on YouTube and on Instagram later about of the finished product. All right, I think I'm gonna end the stream here now, guys. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Bye.